Hey everyone, welcome to the video. I'm Amy and I post new videos every week. Today's video is going to be a 2021 ranking video, and this one is all about my single shadows, duo shadows, liquid shadows, pencil shadows, toppers, things like that didn't fit into my eyeshadow palette ranking. If you missed that video, I will link it right here. I didn't realize how many that I had purchased and tried this year, but we have over 20, so if that sounds like something you're interested in, go ahead and like this video so I know you like it, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Alright, so I'm going to start at the bottom of the list and end with number 1. So number 22 is going to be Etude House Air Mousse Eyes in the shade Blushing Sunshine. I tried this in one of my K-Beauty makeup videos, and I do like this. I mean, everything in here I like. It's just comparatively, this is at the bottom if I have to rank these things. But all of these survived the declutter, so I got right here, and it's like this pink shift gold color, and it's almost like a Super Shock kind of feeling, and it's a very nice thin and wearable shade. It's a really pretty formula and a really pretty color, and it's full of tiny, tiny, tiny glitter. Just wanted to show you that because I feel like this one's a little bit hard to tell from far away, but it is a really pretty color. It's just like comparatively, this one falls at the bottom for me. Next is going to be the Rare Beauty liquid eyeshadow in Nearly Mauve, and I love the packaging of this, and the formula is really nice. I think my only gripe with this is that it is this more rosy color than mauve, in my opinion. So I think if it was more mauve, I would reach for it more. So there it is. I'm going to try to swatch all of these. But it's just a matte, and it's this rosy tone, which is fine. I never think to reach for it to build a look from it, use this as the base and then add to it. And it's just the color is not really something that I'm going to wear as a matte all over my lid very often. It's something that I need to focus on reaching out more or picking out more. But for right now, it goes at the bottom. Next, I have something that is very similar, and that is the Danessa Myricks Color Fix in Latte. Now, the Color Fix can be used in a million different ways, and not just on the eyes, but I do have it with my eyes because that's where I've used it. Let me swatch this, and it is really similar. It is a little bit more what I would call mauve, though. It's got a little bit more of a purple undertone, so that's why this one comes ahead. But again, these are items that I have to train myself to think about using. They're not things that I go, ooh, I want to reach into my drawer and grab that thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it makes sense, but it makes sense to me. So the next is going to be my Color Fix in the shade Ballerina. Now, these two color fixes are really new to my collection, and I haven't gotten to play with them very much. So I'm sure as I get a little bit more used to them and more acquainted that they would move up. But for now, and I mean, this color is so beautiful to me. Look at it. Ugh. It is a beautiful metallic, and it is this soft, romantic, pinky purple color. Really love it. But like I said, just the bottom. It's just near the bottom. Number 18 is, and this one was kind of hard to put down here because I do really like the way this looks, but just based on everything else in my collection, there's kind of a mix between this formula deserves to be at the top and this color deserves to be at the top. And this is going to be the M Cosmetics Venus. This is the Cosmic Pearl Dewy Eyeshadow in Venus. And again, it's one of those gold flip pink colors, which I do love, but I have quite a few different variety of those in my collection because I love that color so much. So there it is right there. And this one is just simply metallic, whereas the Air Mousse is a shadow with lots of glitter, whereas this one is just a metallic. Bing, 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 bing. All right, and then number 17 is going to be the Auric Smoke Reflect in Ego. So I have all of the Smoke Reflex, and I love the formula, like especially the cream, which I think most people talk about the toppers, but like the cream is just so unique to me. And I actually put this into my project pan this year so that I could like start using it more. I think of the looks that I created with this with such fondness, and it is so unique to my collection, but it is just like a dark oil slick black gray kind of color, so it's not something I'm going to be reaching for regularly or often, so that is why it is down here at number 17. Number 16 is going to be the Armani Eye Tint. It's a liquid eyeshadow in the shade 41. It is this beautiful rusty orange color. I'm wearing it kind of like an eyeliner today. I don't think that you can see it though because I got a lot going on. But I really do like this, and I like the formula as well. But for me, this is probably something that I would more so wear just in the fall. It is a beautiful, deep, rusty orange kind of color. But it's a specific moment in the year, so it doesn't go at the top for me. Oh God! It went so bright. I don't know if this is too bright now. Then we are down to number 14 is the Natasha Denona Chromium Liquid Eye. I think this is a really interesting color. I really like the formula, but it is not something that I reach for and pick out very often. Again, this kind of falls into the fall color story for me personally. It's got like pink and purple and orange and green and all the colors. It's like a molten, it looks really rusty and like pink to you, but like when I'm looking at it, it's like bright green. Let's see if I can get it to, no, because the light's only coming from one direction, but it is a super, like every color of fall leaf you could possibly think of in one shade, kind of shade. Number 14, this one is very new to my collection, and it is the REM Beauty Liquid Shadow in Experiment. So this one kind of fits with the rosy theme, whereas I feel like I kind of have a lot of it. I mean, I wear it a lot. It's one of my faves, but when you're ranking something, they become like, so this is Experiment, and I think it is a really pretty shade, and as you can see, it is a little bit different than what I've got here. I like that it leans more towards what the Danessa Myricks ones is, rather than the rosier shade. It's got that more purpley undertone to it, and as you can see, the metallic is super beautiful. Okay, number 13 is the e.l.f. Mint Melt Shadow Stick. I love this. I feel like this one kind of changed everything for me in terms of doing like eyeshadows. And I guess like you can see like where all of these very much live in the same family. This one is super bright and like green compared to all the rosiness that's there. And I love the formula of these. You can blend them out. You can use them in the inner corner. They're really nice and opaque too if you want to use them on the lid. So I do want to get more of these, but I'm like, do I need more in my collection? You know, but it is something I would totally buy again, so I would recommend it. And then number 12 is the Danessa Myricks Twin Flame Multichrome Pigment in the shade Bay. Now this one is similar to the Natasha Denona one, but it's got much lighter of a shade to it, and I just feel like it could be used in more everyday situations because of that. See how bright it is, and it's like more of like a pink gold flip, whereas this one is like a rust lime green flip. So this one is more everyday, so it comes up, or more I would wear it in the everyday. I don't know if it's actually more everyday. All right, number 11 is the LA Girl Little Glitter Pot in Hollow Glam. This is, you can't even see it. Hold on. Look at that. Isn't that stunning? It looks like what icicles are made out of or something. It is such an interesting texture. I have nothing else like this in my collection. It's almost like a pressed glitter, except for when you mush it, it's not. So let's go here. And this one is a more interesting out there color, but again, it has that like sheer quality to it that makes it a little bit more wearable. It's so hard to see, but do you see how vibrant blue those little sparkles all are? I'll show you the rest of the hand as well, but it's such a unique, beautiful, interesting everything. Like everything about it is so cool and it's so affordable. Highly recommend if you can get your hands on this. And I would recommend this one. They do have other colors, but they seem more like everyday colors. And I just don't think you would get the excitement, you know, if you didn't get the blue. The blue is the exciting part, you know. Number 10 is the Auric Smoke Reflect in the shade Entice. I told you in my Auric review that I couldn't give a favorite yet because I hadn't worn them yet. And I do think that this is where they land in my final ranking. So I love this tone, this color. It's really beautiful. But the way that I like to use these cream pots is kind of blended. It's a blending shade. And this green really only comes off really green when you have it at its full pigmentation. When you blend it out, it's more of like a olivey gray kind of situation. I'm going to try to do just a little bit here so you can get what I'm putting down. So you see what I'm saying? It's not as lovely as, I mean, beautiful. Love it. I really enjoy it. I mean, it's above all the other ones on this list. But just when you blend it out, I'm not getting the tone that I was wanting. I'm going to go ahead and put the topper right on top of it. So right there with the gold glitters on top. So that one is number 10. All right, number 9 is the M Cosmetics Shadow, the Dewy Cosmic Pearl Dewy Eyeshadow in Moonrise. Now this one comes up here because this is like, I could keep this on my vanity 365 days of the year, and I would be able to put this into every single look. Brow bone, inner corner, on the lid, as a topper, before I do a glittery shade, you know, whatever. Like this one is super universally good for me. That is a terrible swatch, but it's this perfect, like very, very, very soft, almost like it's like a rose gold kind of the tone right in there, but it's got this mad reflect. Boop, boop, boop. Why I oughta. All right, number 8 is the Auric Smoke Reflect in the shade Defiance. So Defiance is the like rusty gold kind of shade. Boop, 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 boop. So it's really, really good for every day. So that is a beautiful everyday shade. Like that's right up my alley kind of thing. And then the topper is another like gold color. So there it is. Now this is the kind of shadow color and combination that is very like high-end looking. It looks very much like Hourglass, Tom Ford, the combination. Yes, they do have things that are similar to this, but like not even just the formula-wise, but the color-wise seems like award ceremony. Like you want to have like a smoky look that also catches the light kind of thing. So that's what Defiance makes me think of. Number 7 is the Auric Smoke Reflect in Temper. Now I prefer Temper to Defiance just because it's got a little bit of a rosiness to it. See, we're coming back to where rosiness is in my favor, right? So, oh my gosh. I'm so glad she added the little tabs to the lids because these are hard to get off. Okay, there we go. So, Temper here you can see it's still very much like an everyday taupey color, but this one has like a hint of rosiness to it. There it is. The rosiness is more along the lines of what you're getting from the base part of Moonrise. You see that? Okay, and then the topper for Temper. Yeah. So I just like this color like a hair better than the more neutrally golden shade Defiance. All right, and then number 6 is going to my good pal Bodyography Blue Morpho. I love this shade so much. This shade threw me into a blue eyeshadow phase immediately. If you go check out my Instagram, there are quite a few looks over the summer that I did that were blue eyeshadow focused. And I love this. This reminds me of the LA Girl one, except for this one has a little more than the LA Girl one. Watch this in a good place. Oh my god, yeah, it's completely invisible to you. So this one is like icicles, tiny little snowflakes. This one has a little bit more. Let me swatch it somewhere else because that makes it too hard. There we go, you can see it now. So this one up here is the LA Girl one, where it's like dancing spotlight, whereas the Blue Morpho one has more of a presence. I love this shade. I love this formula. It's so special and interesting and fun and really took me out of my comfort zone this year. So it holds a special place in my heart as well. So cheers to Blue Morpho. All right, number 5 is going to be the Armani Eyes to Kill in the shade 2. Now this one actually kind of reminds me of Auric Defiance, but all together in one little pot. It doesn't have a cream formula, but it has like a base and a shimmer. This is Giorgio Armani. This is Defiance. This one's really good for every day, and I also really love the packaging on this because the product is so close to the rim that I can get in there even when I have long fingernails. So number 5, Armani Eyes to Kill shade 2. Number 4 is Bodyography's glitter pigment in the shade Stratus. Now, when I did like my review and my wear and everything on this, like I feel like I didn't treat this one as special because it wasn't as unique, except for the fact like this one could go in the same route of the Moonrise, could be perfect for every inner corner of my life. This could be perfect to be added as a glitter topper onto anything. Again, this is the shade Stratus, so I could use this with any look that I ever create just to add this beautiful, delicate, soft pink sparkle. You're not going to be able to pick it up. Let me try to swatch it on my hand. There we go. Do you see how ridiculously metallic it is? But you can just lightly feather it or like lightly tap it onto any look you have, and it would give you this beautiful reflective dancing in the light kind of situation with any look that you have. So this one is going to be number 4. Number 3 is, if you've been paying attention, you'll know what's left up here. Number 3 is the RX Smoke Reflect in the shade Defiance. Unfortunately, I dropped this bad boy, and so I lost a chunk of it. But I really loved this color combination of this like gold pink, which I told you I've got a lot of gold pink in my collection. And I love gold pink shades. It's just like such a beautiful, like fiery hot pink look, but it's so wearable with the cranberry base. It's so good. It makes me feel like feisty, but also like elegant at the same time, which I like to feel. Okay. All right, and then number 2 is, I can't believe I'm saying this, but number 2 is going to be the REM Beauty Totes Liquid Shadow. I really, really, really love this as like my one and done, covering my redness and my veining and everything like that in my, on my lids. And it's just like the perfect tone, the perfect coverage. The wear is really well, it wears really well on me. And it's like the liquid version of MAC Paint Pot, but it works better for what I want. And I love this. Again, another like true staple in my collection that has been created and culminated this year. And then my number 1 single shadow is the Bodyography Glitter Pigment in the shade Off the Hook. And I have been obsessed with this since the very first day that I tried it. It is so beautiful. It's like the very best version of the Defiance and or the Eyes to Kill. Those items are very like in the same kind of family, but this one just does it so perfectly. And the various glitter sizes inside of these glitter pigments gives the best, most delicious kind of texture and effect on the eyes. I mean, it's not as dark. This is the Eyes to Kill and this is Defiance, but it lives in that family and it almost is like a middle ground between Defiance and Temper. Do you see how it's got like a little bit of pink to it? This is Off the Hook, but it's just like covered in glitters. Let me see if I can show you. Do you see it right there? Look at how metallic it is and how glittery, multi-dimensional it is. It's just, and so look at that disrupt. Ugh. So right there are my top 4. Love it. And then here are the rest. Ugh. Just look at my arm. Look at it. Yeah. Hopefully these swatches were good enough visual representation. We're a good enough visual representation of the colors for you to understand their nuance and what I love about them. And you know, I have a type, clearly. I have a type, but I'm not getting rid of any of these anytime soon. But that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. It helps me out so much. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!